Hey guys, and welcome back to another, I was about to say Minecraft video, but this one is a little different. It's a how-to video on uploading and creating thumbnails for your YouTube page. I've had a couple of requests for this, wondering how I've been doing it. So I thought I'd make a quick video on how to. So I use Photoshop. This is the demo version while I'm waiting for my suite to show up. You can use any program you want, really. You just need to be able to set some sizes here. So let's open the ones I've been using, and I have it in my inventory. So I actually keep a couple different templates. I keep a template for my tutorial videos, a template for my shorts videos, a template for my mod review videos, the update videos, the texture pack reviews, just to make it easy so I don't have to keep remaking this thing over and over and over again. So let's actually look at the texture pack review video. Now, I do not claim or it will ever come close currently to being good or even a beginner at Photoshop. I'm totally just making things up as I go, so I can't really explain why they work or how they work. I just know it's how I want it to look. So yeah. Now this is CS6, and I was trying to edit the text and whatever. You know, I'm not a pro, so I'm not going to try to explain this. So what I ended up having to do is I had to convert it to a smart object, and then I would right click it and go to edit contents, which would open it up in its own little thing. And when I update it here and save it, it updates it here. So I'll just go over a couple quick things. Google is going to be your main friend on this, on doing cool graphics. So what I've done is I've got two texts that are overlaid from each other. This one has an outer glow of black, and this one I put a gradient and a little bit of an inner glow to give it that white lining. As you can tell, I'll zoom in. So I've actually got them stacked a little bit to the right. Only on this one. On these two things, I didn't put the second text behind it just because I thought it looked fine. Now for my background, this one's pretty easy. I just made a background image, got the gradient tool, which is over here, gradient tool, and I clicked on this thing up here, and instead of, I mean, you can pick one of these cool preset ones, or you can make your custom one, which is what I did. So I got this, and I did noise instead of solid. You can do solid, and it'll just be kind of a little bit like that, but I liked the look of noise because it added kind of the black in between. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's get rid of this. Alright, so you run on the RGB scale, and I would pretty much just mess around with this until I found something I liked. It's actually, let's see, I use green, blue, red, and I added an orange one. So let's make yellow. That's green. I'm not very good at this, as you can tell, so I'm not really going to spend a lot of time on this. Alright, we'll call it good with that funky color. And we'll click OK. Now you can see it's changed up here, and I go like this, corner to corner. You're like, well, that's not pixelated. So what you do is you go to Filter, Pixelate, Mosaic. You can move the slider to decide how big the pixels are going to be. I mean, I could make a giant pixel, little, you can't really tell, little pixels, and I usually kept it about in the middle. I think it was probably about right here. And you click OK. And now you've got your pixelated background. And as far as this, the Minecraft with the fallen T and the slanted eye, I made the T and the eye their own object, and the Minecraft, actually I think the T is part contents. Yeah. I made them all into one layer, but they're actually individual letters here. So I can edit each individual letter, which allowed me to make the T fall down. And I should have just added the eye here, but I figured I'd give it some depth because it's behind them. So, yeah. Anyway, Same thing for the text as far as the gradient goes. You can right click on it, go to blending options, and add all these effects to the text for the gradient. I did solid. I didn't do noise. I mean, I could do noise and it's going to look a little funkier, but I did solid and I just did green to black. No big deal. Smoothness 100%. I can reverse it so that the black's on top, green's on bottom. Pretty easy. I did a 90-degree angle. That's just going to decide which way it's working. I found 90 shows the best up and down motion. Your scale, blend mode normal, opacity, you could turn that down, but then it kind of messes with it. And then I also did an outer glow of white. So yeah, that's the basic things. I'm not really going to try and explain this because I really don't know what I'm doing. But that's the background gradient, and then you add the filter of Pixelate Mosaic. And one thing to point out, if I actually... I do it corner to corner because if I do it side to side, so I do it that way, and then I add the Pixelate Mosaic, it makes lines. It's not going to make boxes because you're just telling it the motion is from side to side. It's the same thing with your up and down. I'll do filter, Pixelate Mosaic. You're going to get sideways lines. That's why I do corner to corner so that I get the boxes. And there you go, you get the boxes because it's a diagonal motion. So those are actually diagonal lines, but it looks like side-to-side boxes. Anyway, so one thing to point out, I've read a couple things online. As far as size goes, let's see, canvas size. No, that's not it. Is it in pixels? Yeah. As far as size goes, they suggest as big as possible because these thumbnails are going to be different sizes depending on what view you are looking at. So this one's 1920 by 1080. I know my Minimator ones are actually 1280 by 720, but you're going to want at least do 1280 by 720 so that when the thumbnail is a little bit bigger, it still looks nice. So you're going to want to make sure you make your canvas that big. Alright, no, I do not. To save. Now let's go to uploading them. Let's go to YouTube. So right here, these are the thumbnails. Now these people you can see aren't using thumbnails. This is just a random picture from, well, that one's a thumbnail, from their video. I don't think a lot of people know about the thumbnail option. But for example, right here, Blue Zepho, Screw the Nether, that's a thumbnail they made, and depending on where I'm seeing it on the page, it's going to be a different size. So that's why you want to make it 1280 by 720 because it's going to the widescreen look. So if you only do your normal, what is it, 4:3 instead of a 16 by 9 widescreen, it's going to look like a box like that, or it's going to stretch it and it's going to look terrible. So that's why you need to do 1280 by 720. Now, as far as uploading, you would go here, upload. I'll just pick. Actually, I'm going to do this in two different ways. So we're actually going to show, we'll just look at a Tekkit video that I've already uploaded. So it starts uploading, and you can't actually mess with the video thumbnails until it's uploaded. So I'm not actually going to finish this. We'll go to our video manager. And let's delete that. Let's delete. Alright, so here you go to edit. And right here you can see these are the 3 thumbnails I can actually pick from. But underneath here that I think a lot of people are overlooking is the custom thumbnail. You just click on this, find where you save them. I save them in my Minotaur under thumbnails, reviews, and here they are. You just click it, click open. Actually, I'll just change it to the same thumbnail it is so you can see the process. Thumbnails, this one, skydiving. It uploads, it takes a minute. You can do up to 2 megabytes, which shouldn't be a problem. I save mine in the PNG format. And now you're going to want to make sure you click Save Changes, and this actually takes a minute because it's uploading the little photo. And now it's saved, so now I can leave. One thing to point out is depending on how busy YouTube is, what time you're uploading it, this may not be an instant change. I know when I was updating all my videos at once, it took about 6 hours for all the thumbnails to show up everywhere. They might show up immediately here in your video manager, but if you go here and you click down your videos, it has to update it in so many places. It actually takes a little bit to do so. So don't freak out if it doesn't automatically update. Just be aware that it does take some time. So yeah, that's a couple. Just quick overrun. Make sure your canvas size is 1280 by 720 or 1920 by 1080. You can use any program to edit it. Save it as a PNG, a JPEG, or I think a BMP might also work. So I always just save mine as PNGs. Works for me. And to upload them, go to your video manager, select the video you want to edit, click Edit, and click the custom thumbnail and find your thumbnail. And make sure you save it and wait till it's done saving. So that's the how-to video on thumbnails. Thanks for tuning in and check out my other videos. This is Ski Dude checking out.